All right, all right, all right. Hey, gang, it's Mike and Abbott with another Mike's Minutes in the continuing series on 18 things that we need to get rid of if we're going to be high achievers. And this is according to Brianna Weiss. Okay, so today, I think the key point to take away today is just being aware. The title is, I am not defensive. I am just defending my problems. Okay? So I want you to, the key point I think in this today is making yourself aware. Have it in the back of your mind. Am I being defensive about something? Am I throwing out some excuses to defend my problems? Okay, so take this with you. Okay, take that thought with you as we go and as we end here in just a few minutes. So here's the quote from Brianna Weiss. If someone offers you advice on how to change a problem that you've been complaining about for a while, do you consider it, or do you respond with an excuse as to why they don't understand, why it won't work, or why you are ultimately helpless? If so, consider why you are defending your problems more than you are your potential. This is a symptom of learned helplessness, which we talked about just the other day in the last Mike's Minutes. That's the old woe is me. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen to me. All right, so this is a symptom. Hey, Becky, thanks for joining. All right, so again, I am not defensive. I am just defending my problems. Be aware, and think about it. Are you doing this? All right, so if you've been following along in the series, you kind of see, like I have, that it's almost like one feeds off the other, or one is an offshoot of the last thing. Just like this one is really a symptom of learned helplessness. So, have you found yourself like me in a place that, you get into this mindset where everything that somebody says to you, you see it through this lens of defensiveness. And that's because you know that the current situation you find yourself in is a place that is not your best. You're not working to your full potential. Things are just not where they should be based on where you know you should be. Okay? So part of that defensiveness comes from the fact that you are conscious of the fact that you're not where you should be. And then we make it worse because as we think about that we're not where we should be, things are not going the way we like for them to be, we all of a sudden find ourselves being very sensitive. And Luann, hey, how you doing? We get in that place, we become hypersensitive. And just a little, we almost go into every conversation with this idea that the person is getting ready to attack me. They're getting ready to say something, and I need to be prepared with my excuses on the ready. Because they are going to, go after me, and you're just hypersensitive to that. And you get into that state of mind where you're seeing everything through this lens of defensiveness. We are not, and I write this down, it says, we are just not giving it our all, and the results in work, careers, lives are showing the signs of that. We find ourselves, we get complacent, we get stuck in this pattern, and we find ourselves just getting overwhelmed maybe. You get to that place where you feel like you got to do something, I got to do it. And you get so overwhelmed, you've got 25 things going through your head, and you become immobilized. And so as a result of that, you're just not where you should be. You just don't understand. You use this. Somebody says something to you, and they're coming with a right heart. They want to see you get out of this. They want to see you get back to that person that they knew before this current situation happened. And so they come with you with the right intent, but because you're so hypersensitive, the first thing you want to do is start defending yourself, because they're attacking you. They're coming after you. So you've got to defend. And you're going to say things like, well, you just don't know. It's the economy. It's just the economy. Don't you know how bad the economy is? Or, nobody wants somebody like me. It goes on and on. We find these excuses. You know how old I am? How many can you think of right now? How many excuses do we have on the ready when we feel like somebody is attacking us? And they're not. That's the thing. They're not attacking us. They're just recognizing that we're struggling and they want to help, okay? And we become very defensive. It is so easy to look. Again, this goes back to learned helplessness. We start to go into this thing of, it's something out there. Again, it goes back to that. It goes back. There's something out there that's keeping me down. So I'm going to blame that outside circumstance again. It gets easier as we stay in it to make the next excuse. It's automatic. We don't even have to think about it. As soon as someone says something, it's boom. I've been looking for a job for 7-8 months now, and nobody will hire me, right? Nobody will hire me. So, because I'm old, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever. We keep coming up with it. And that thing, it's an old statement. It says, that which you repeatedly do or say, that which you repeatedly say, you ultimately become. It becomes a part of who, hey Robin, it becomes a part of who you are. You start thinking totally in that mindset. As you repeatedly think these things, you are going to strengthen its hold on you. And you start defending it. You keep defending those problems. So here's what we got. Here's what we have to think about. We know that seeking wise counsel is important. And so often we get into these dark places. We get in these places where we're defending our problems. People are saying things and we're seeing it. We need to become defensive and we need to back them down. And we're going to throw out all these great excuses that we've come up with. But we know at the same time that when we get into these places, we need to seek counsel. Again, it's a struggle because it also comes with this little pride thing that comes into play. Well, I don't want to ask anybody for help. That's the last thing I want to do is share what I'm going through with someone else. Because, they're gonna think bad about me. Or they're going to think this, or they're going to think that. But we know ancient wisdom says, those that seek wise counsel are those that will get past the obstacle. Because more than one opinion on an issue can bring a positive result, and will often bring a positive result because the things you're trapped in, these thoughts of defensiveness, of helplessness, oh woe is me, and you think you're going to think your way out of that. You think you're just going to miraculously pull yourself out of that. Most of the time that does not happen. you seek wise counsel. But here's the challenge, okay? Now say we've done that. We've recognized that we are defending our problems. People that are closest to us recognize we're in a situation. And they go, this is not where this person needs to be. This is not Mike. This is not so-and-so. They're in a place. And I'm just going to give them some observations. And then we become defensive. So we're in that side. So now what we've got to do is we got to say, okay, I'm going to seek those that are closest to me, those that truly know who I am, and I'm going to ask them, what do you see right now that's taking place in my life that has me stuck in this situation, that has me stuck in this same place I've been in for the last year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever it may be. What is it that you see happening, the things that I'm saying, the things that I'm doing, the actions that I'm taking or not taking? What is it that you see happening that you feel like if I could change those 1 or 2 or 3 different things, things would start to move forward? But here's what we've got to do. We've got to go in with the intention that we're going to listen to that wise counsel. Now, some of it we know. Some of it is going to be off the chart wrong. And we know that because that's just the way it works. But we also know that there's going to be a pearl in that conversation. And you know how it's going to be. You know you're going to recognize it as a pearl is when you automatically want to rise up and defend. So that person just threw out a pearl of wisdom for your current situation. And where you're at right now, you want to react and say, here's my excuse. But you've got to control that. Here's what I would recommend you do. What was that point of tension? When that person threw out that pearl of wisdom that caused you to want to defend your problem, write that down. Write down that point of tension. Don't say anything. Listen. Let the person finish. Okay? Take the notes. Ask the next person that's close to you and get their observations. And again, when they come to that 1 or 2 pearls of wisdom that you're ready to jump up and defend your problem, you know that's the pearl. Write it down, okay? And after you've done this, after you've sought this wise counsel from your closest people, folks that maybe you were in business with and you worked with, and when you were at your peak and things were going great, all right, get that wise counsel, and then after you've listened to it, go back and look at your notes and think deeply about what was the problem that you were ready to defend. And how can you, based on their counsel, how can you flip that? How can you flip that so that you start to no longer defend that place, and now you start to work past that place? You put it on your to-do list. This is something I have to do today. This is something that this is going to start the process of me climbing out of this defensive attitude that I've been carrying with me forever, how long it's been. You must go into this meeting with willingness to listen. And when you feel that desire to defend, remember what you've got to do. Take the note. That was the pearl. Write it down. Go back. Review it. And ask yourself, why were you going to defend that position? Why were you going to defend that problem? Is that problem holding you back from your full potential? Once you've done this review, where the tension points were, you ask yourself, are you living up to your full potential? Are you? Are you giving it all you've got? Are you doing the things that you need to do? Are you staying up late, getting up early? Are you doing something different? Are you going out doing those things that create that fear, that anxiety, that tension in you? Those are the things we need to focus on. Those are the things that are going to break you out of the slump. All right? Those are the things that you're going to break you out of the slump. The thing that we have to remember, because we've all been in these places, and we may be then. I may be in it right now. You may be in it right now. But here's the beauty of all of this. We've been there before. Most of us have, at some point in our life, have already experienced this stuff. And we worked our way through it. So we know, especially if we sought wise counsel, we now know that we can correct the direction that this ship has been sailing. We have the opportunity with these new pearls of wisdom that we patiently listened to and asked for. We evaluated our current situation, our current problem, and we said, okay, I know I can fix this. Here was the suggestion. Here was that pearl of wisdom. Well, maybe instead of just making 5 calls a day, you up that to 10. Or maybe you make 5 phone calls a day and then you go visit 5 people today. Oh, maybe you do a follow-up call with that person that you are scared to death to call and just say hello, how you doing? You do those things that create that tension. All right? You will correct the sail that the ship has been going on. You're going to correct it. You're going to fix that sail. You're going to reposition it so that that ship begins to turn, the slow turn. Remember, most big ships, and we got big problems, right? So most big ships are not going to turn on a dime. It's going to take a nice slow turn. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to reset the sail in the direction we want that ship to turn. And we're going to slowly make daily progress to getting that ship back on the right path. Okay? So, ask yourself today, be aware as you go through your day-to-day and you talk with a friend or a family member and you find yourself getting defensive. Are you defending your problem? Are you? Because if you're defending your problems, you're not living up to your full potential. And remember, this whole series, what have I said over and over again? It's not, our circle of influence, our friends, families, folks we work with, go to church with, anybody that we associate with deserves our full potential, right? Don't give them half of who you are. Give them all. Give them your full potential. Okay, folks? I hope you get the point. Be aware of you defending a problem versus your full potential. Let's seek and then listen to wise counsel. Write down those points of tension, those pearls of wisdom that you wanted to defend. You wanted to defend a problem. Write them down and change the course that the ship is on. Reset the sail. All right, folks, that's it for today on a beautiful Friday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Make the most of it. Smile. Be happy. Lift yourself up today and go get a positive thing happening before this day ends. Do something good for somebody. Over and out, everybody. Thanks again for joining Mike's Minutes. We'll see you again soon. This will be posted on my blog site and on my YouTube channel with notes and all that good stuff. So see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.